Well, hello guys, welcome back. I kind of feel like I'm living in a fortified enough war zone, let me explain. As we are beginning the process of getting rid of all the stuff that attaches me to Odin, and you have to do that at some point. Loki and I know my nature, and you should know your nature before you work with any god. There's a saying that, especially with Odin, know yourself extremely well. Know your weak spots, admit to them, own them, because he will manipulate them. Know yourself extremely well. Know where your limits are. If you're easily influenced, and I tend to be, he's really not a god for you because he will dance you like a puppet and you will end up doing everything Odin wants you to. And you will think you have free will, but he's not going to hesitate to work magic on you. Getting rid of the books was the easy part. The other part, the very hard emotional part, has been he never feels like he has enough of you. He never does. He wants all of you. He wants to absolutely consume his people and drive everything else out of your life. So there has just been a ton of ticky tape stuff that I'm taking down, like a little Oski bear that was here, and something in the cabinet, and there was something over in the corner. And there was some stuff in this corner, a tiny altar, and there was stuff up there, and there was stuff by the fridge, and there was stuff on the fridge, and there was the altar here that the Greek gods are like, oh, thank you for giving us our altar back. They're a bit miffed, but they're also like, well, we are gods, and it is a nice altar, so. And it's just a ton of stuff. I haven't even deconstructed his big altar yet. And we're discussing, what do I do? Do I keep his stuff? Do I throw it out? And we know I have a pattern of whipsawing, which means I will get rid of everything and then I will be willing and I will try to get more stuff. I can't get more stuff right now financially. So the books are fine to get rid of. The books teach bad things. The books kind of reinforce unhealthy obsessive patterns with Odin, which a lot of Odin's people demonstrate. They get kind of obsessive, they get kind of squirrely, and I'm not calling Odin's people out because I was just as bad. But he will take all the bad and worst of a human being and amplify it for his own good. What he was getting out of me, I don't know. But I know now he wanted me because he gave me that dream. And people that want to work with Odin are going to come out of the woodwork now. This is going to be part of the cost of getting rid of him. This is going to be part of the collateral damage. I'll probably lose viewers. People will come out everywhere. People will be yelling at me. I'm sure there will be all kinds of craziness before it's over, but it eventually has to be. And I have a lot of things I made him. Remember all the stuff I made him out of salt, though? And we've been talking because I said, well, if I put this stuff outside, it's just salt and dough, and really there's nothing in there that should harm animals. But we're discussing because I said, I know how manipulative he is. I know how strong and powerful he is. But I said, these are also, like salt dough, traditionally, it's a temporary gift. We don't make it and keep it forever. We give it to the god and then we dispose of it. And I said, I don't know if it should go to nature so that like Mother Nature can dispose of his energy and reabsorb it or what. But I said, this is hard. This is hard. And you're not emotionally ready, but you'll never be emotionally ready. And I tend to just rip the Band-Aid off and then just sit there like this. But we're trying to go kind of a moderate road. And, it's going to be hard because he will rub his influence on everything, get his Odin scent on everything, and everything in your life becomes about Odin. So it's a really hard detachment process. And that it's hard because a god doesn't have your best interest at heart. If a god truly loves you, they will do what they can to be kind about the detachment process. There isn't enough in Odin to be kind about this. There is pissed off because he lost a human in this. There is mad. And he has told me straight up that he hates me. And this was not he hated me because he wasn't getting his way. This was he absolutely despises me. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of always knew that. And you know in the back of your head if he likes you or not. His people that he loves fucking blesses them to the moon and the back. His people that he's just using, you're always kind of struggling, always just getting by. You will know he loves you if your fucking life takes off. You will know he's using you if you're always struggling to get by, and you're always struggling to get by, and he will get into destructive, unhealthy patterns with you, where like he'll let other gods come in just enough so you get attached, and then he'll yank them away. The thing is, he can't really truly comprehend love, not in the way other gods do. He can't comprehend the other gods love you, and they see you being danced like a puppet. Remember, they're gods. They could do this too if they wanted to, but they're not that cruel. They've evolved. And they see you being danced like a puppet, and they know how hopeless you are, but they, out of a perspective of love, will wait until you make the choice on your own to stand up and say no. And it took me forever to reach that point. And of course, Odin made sure to plant all kind of traumatizing beliefs, like if without me you'll be nothing. If I leave, all the Norse gods are going to leave, and you'll be defenseless, and you're going to be, all these horrible things he told me. And a lot of the Norse gods have left. I've lost a lot of them. I said, well, then they weren't truly loyal. And if they can be badgered by the old man, they're not very useful, you know? And Satan and Lucifer have stepped up to protect me, and Loki is here, but Loki's kind of still traumatized himself, because we know Odin bullied him. We know Odin did terrible things, but he won't say what. And I said, I wish your brother did have good in him. I wish your brother did have that kind grandfatherly aspect that people run into. But I said, that's kind of, I think, an act he puts on. He knows how to act to get what he wants. If he wants something out of a hippie, he's a hippie. If he wants something out of a violent person, you see that darker energy. If you're starting to deny him and tell him no, the mask slips off, the gentility and the affection slips off, and you see what he really is. And there's a disturbing amount of hate in him. I always kind of felt this kind of undercurrent with him, like a little bit sinister. And I really just never wanted to admit to it, and it's come out now. And then Aesir can be very cold towards you once the old man doesn't want you, and the Vanir tend the same way. I don't know how many of the Jotnar will have left, if any. They have no loyalty to him, but they're seeing how things are going to come out. I mean, I can still talk to Angerboda, I can still talk to the kids, but it's clearly this thing of, I'm sure Odin promised them something if they could convince me to have an all-Norse household. I'm sure the old man promised them something, and now they're not going to get that. And they're a little less interested in working with me. But, usually people do have dramatic, spectacular fallouts from working with the old man. He either just abruptly dumps them one day, and this is, I'm saying from other people loyal to Odin that say this is what the old man does. He straight up married people, and then one day, see ya, he dumps them, and he never comes back, you know? He has made pledges with people, and he will turn around and he'll break his pledges. Odin is an oath breaker. That's something you have to know. The old man will make an oath with you, a sacred oath. He will swear it on whatever he has to swear on, and then he will break it. Which is why a lot of other gods don't like him, and a lot of other gods have issues with him, because he will swear all sorts of oaths, and he will make Odin promises, as I call them, which he never intends to fulfill. So I keep feeling this call, I keep feeling this thing of, it's right to take these things you made him that are disposable and put them out in nature and just let them go, because we have to do this. This isn't healthy for him at this point, and this isn't healthy for me. If he's going to evolve and become a better god, if he's going to change, he has to be let go. I can't keep holding him because he won't feel a catalyst to change. He's going to have to lose a lot of people. In a time where we are changing and trying to get towards peace and equality, he's going to have to lose a lot of people, and see being a violent, self-centered warlord who's rather clannish is not going to help him in the long run. He has to evolve, and it's going to be painful, and he's going to lose a lot of people. And the funny thing was, once he left, as his influence is breaking up, I finally got what he wanted. He kept being after me, kept being after me, kept being after me, kept asking about the future. And I'm no seer, okay? I don't see into the future. But the moment he let go, and the moment all of his influence, his kind of sad influence, is going away, I said to Loki, I said clear as day, it just came through. And I said, your brother's going to fall, and he's going to fall hard. I said, I don't know if it's 5 years from now, I said, at first I was getting 2 to 4 years, but I said it could be 200 years for all I know. I said he's going to fall. He's going to fall hard, and he's going to realize. I said he's going to look back at this time of history. And I said he's going to weep, and he's not going to be able to stop crying because he's going to realize how much change he could have made, and he's choosing not to make change at a time like this. And I said if we force him to make change, if somebody would compel Odin to help make change, he wouldn't. I said we have to let him suffer this. I said this is going to be one of his lessons. And I said you can pass it on to your brother if he wants, or you want rather. I said that's what he was after. I said he's going to be crying. I said there's going to be a time in the future where he's going to look at this time of change and see how much better he could have made things, and only Odin will know what he could have done. And I said he's going to see he chose not to help. I said it's going to devastate him. I said your brother's going to be a broken man, and then he can change. But I said it's not going to help. It's not going to happen until events have passed and whatever change we get, and I believe it's going to be for the better, happens. And then he's going to see, and he's going to see how many people he could have helped. So I never in my days thought I would ever be separating from Odin willingly. I never did. I honestly thought it was my ultimate destiny to serve Odin alone. So it's really painful, but he's really not healthy. No God is perfect, other than if you believe in one and only God of perfection. No God is perfect. They all have, things about them that, you wish that they could change. But, he's not a healthy God to work with for most people. He's not. He will bring out your absolute worst qualities and he will exploit them. Other gods bring them to the surface to heal them. Odin will bring them to the surface to exploit them. So if you're thinking about working with the old man, I would say think twice. You're either going to be one of those people that he does choose and is one of his very few chosen few. Many are called, few are chosen. Or you're going to be someone he's going to exploit until he's done using you, and then he's going to throw you at the wayside. I chose to leave, and so he's pissed at me, and he's probably declaring war on me, but thankfully the demons are here, the other gods are here, and as soon as he picked war on God and picked war on Jesus specifically, I'm like, what is it about him that threatens you so much? It's not just historical stuff. Dionysus couldn't give two shits if he sees Jesus. He's not hostile towards him. The Greek gods aren't hostile towards him. No other god has this problem. So, Odin's got to learn to grow. I think it's not Jesus himself he has a problem with. It's the idea of peace. It's the idea of unity. It's the idea of healing, caring, and self-sacrifice. Odin has never self-sacrificed. Anything Odin has done has ultimately been for Odin's benefit. And he will throw other people under the bus to get there too. So, I know this sounds like I'm bad-mouthing him, but you always know this when you're working with the old man and you go, no, no, those people are wrong. Odin's good. No, he's not. Odin's terrible. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. I'm okay. I'm going to go do that ritual. I'm going to let go of that stuff. I have to, guys. The fantasy Odin who was good and kind and gentle exists only in my fantasies. I'm sorry to say that, but he can really work his wells on you. So I will see you guys later. Bye bye.